Hey everybody, my name is Helen, and I'm here with my October and November wrap-up. I am sick, so you get me in my Elmo pajamas with my hair a complete little mess, because I just can't be bothered to make myself look presentable right now. So I am going to do both my October and my November wrap-up today. I realized that I forgot to do my October wrap-up, and that's because I had to take my books that I had read. All of them were from the library and I had to take them all back, and then I didn't want to do it because I didn't have the books physically here to show you, and it was all going to be pictures, it was going to be boring. But now I've read some more books in November, so I have books to show you, so it's not as boring. Let's just dive right into it. I'm sorry if I'm totally dead. Anyway, so the first book that I read back in October was volume 3 of Morning Glories, and out of all the volumes of Morning Glories that I have read, this is definitely my favorite. Everything came to a climax in it, and it was wonderful. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Immediately after I picked up volume 4, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars, then volume 5, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars, which is the lowest rating I've given any of them so far. And of course I read volume 6 as well, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. And the only other book that I read in October, which I have here, was Frostbite Lattimer, and I actually have an ebook edition of it, which is the one that I read, but I actually really enjoyed it. This follows a girl named Megan who finds out that she is part ice giant, and she gets swept into the world of Norse mythology. And it's so cool. Erin does such a great job of making all of these characters really unique and fun to read. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. And I finished Frost around the end of October, beginning of November, and the next book that I picked up, I have absolutely no shame, was Dan and Phil Go Outside by Dan Howell and Phil Lester. And I'm not even going to try and hide the fact that I'm a fangirl right now, because, I mean, you look at this cover, you have to be a fangirl to buy this book. But this is a bunch of pictures and little stories about things that happened while they were on their tour. The Amazing Tour is Not on Fire. It's really fun. There are some really great pictures in here and some really great stories. It looks like they had lots of great adventures. There's lots of horrible pictures of both Dan and Phil that they took of each other on the trip, and they're hilarious to read the little captions on. And I did enjoy it. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And then I made such a wonderful decision. I went to my library finally to drop off those books that I had, and I found one of their grab-and-go bags, which I've done a book haul from one of them before. I'll try to remember to link that down below or on the card above. But basically, it's like a mystery bag full of books, and they put just like a little tag on the top that gives you like a genre that they're all going to be in. And I found one that was YA for busy people. And I was like, you know what, that's going to be great for November, because I have NaNoWriMo going on, I have all my final essays going on, final projects going on, the whole shebang. So there'll be some great books that I can read that'll be really short, and they are incredibly short. I think the longest one in the bag was 130 pages or something ridiculous. So the first book that I read is called 3 Good Things by Lois Peterson, and this is about a girl named Lenny, and one night she is woken up by her mother, who is forcing her to wake up and move because all this crazy stuff is going to happen, which is a normal occurrence for her. Her mother does this all the time. Her mother's a little bit crazy, and this has to do with her struggle with that, and with the fact that she thinks she might be going crazy, and the fact that her grandfather always says, he worries about them, but he won't do anything about it. This follows all of that. This was my least favorite of the ones that I read. I did still enjoy it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but it was just okay. The next one that I picked up was so good. It's called Triggered by Vicky Grant, and first of all, I swear that is Sebastian Stan on the cover. I pulled this out. But this is so good. It is about a boy, or Mick, and he is trying to break up with his girlfriend, but her little brother is really sick, and he seems to be getting worse and worse, and his ex-girlfriend is being forced to look after him a lot because their mom is trying to work really hard to provide for them, so she's not really home a lot, and so it's really stressing her out. So she's not doing so well, and he can't bring himself to fully let them go because he feels responsible for them. Really good. Highly recommend. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. And the last book that I read in November was called Bike Thief, and this is by Rita Feudal. And this one is about a boy named Nick. And his little sister and him live in a foster house, and his little sister is trying to show him a trick one day, and she breaks the TV. And he's really worried that their foster parents are going to want to give them up. So he goes to a pawn shop to try and get a new TV, but he can't afford it. So he gets brought into this business to try and help pay back the debt, but there's a whole other thing going on with it. Again, didn't like this as much as Triggered. That one just stole the cake. But I did like this a bit more than I liked Three Good Things. So this one I gave, I believe, 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was still very, very good. It just wasn't necessarily in my taste. Those are all the books that I read in October and November. That's going to be it for this video today. What did you guys read in the months of October and November? You should let me know in the comments down below. And have you read any of the books that I mentioned in today's video? If so, you should let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your feelings. We can have a discussion. It'll be great. I do respond to every comment on my videos and absolutely love hearing from you. And I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!